and welcome to the Geek Remix podcast. This is episode 7. I'm Stacy.
And this is Mari.
And yeah, so we were actually just discussing the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who, and we actually had a pretty prolonged, heated discussion about what was the longest running show on television.
Well, if you're going to have like a 20-year gap, you can't just say, it's 50 years. It's not. It's 33.
Okay.
So Days of Our Lives and all those soap operas, those count.
But,
so it's the longest running sci-fi show.
Yes, but that was never the argument.
Yeah, well, you know what? They shouldn't say it's the longest running show and then not put a little asterisk that says with a 20-year gap, because you should include that with your statistics because it's misleading. That's what I think.
All right. But, okay. Anyways, and it actually is, but if you count all of the seasons, it's been on more than Star Trek.
Yeah, well, longest running sci-fi show. But they
That's what it said.
Nothing, never mind. Nothing.
Okay. But in any case, I have not watched the 50th anniversary special yet because it is not on Hulu yet.
My boyfriend, he downloaded it for me, but I didn't want to watch it because I hadn't seen all the episodes leading up to it, and he kept like trying to want to tell me
what's happening,
and I was like, no, and he was like acting as if I was the asshole for not wanting to listen to him spoiling the 6 episodes that lead up to it.
Yeah,
and I was like, shh. Like I almost like covered his mouth with my hand because he wouldn't stop talking.
I am really, I don't know. I'm going to be really bummed out when this doctor leaves, when Matt Smith leaves.
Well, now you know how I felt when I've dealt with every single other doctor leaving.
Yeah.
Because what I do every time a doctor leaves, I'm like, well, I don't want to watch it anymore.
I'm not going to like this new guy.
Who is this
he's
guy?
not going to be as good.
His companion's going to be shit. I even act like that when there's new companions. Like when Rose was had to go into the other dimension place, and I was like, that's it. I don't care. Nope. And then I was like, who is this person? I don't like her. The end.
See, I never liked Rose very much.
I liked Rose a lot, and then she went on to Secret Diaries of a Call Girl, and then the doctor came on as a guest playing someone else, and they had sex on the show, and it was awesome. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
wait, which doctor though?
The second to one that was just on, the favorite.
David Tennant.
Tennant. He came on, and he was her client. Because she was a call girl.
Oh my god.
And they had sex. And I was like,
what is happening?
This was, because I was watching it much later, so I didn't even know that this was a thing. Mm-hmm. I was just like, did the doctor and Rose just have sex, but in a different TV show?
So it's okay and it doesn't have to completely shatter my Doctor Who universe?
Yeah, so basically they gave me what I wanted. I cannot imagine the absolute explosion that must have caused. Because I didn't know what was happening. It was just she opened the door and he's like, hello. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
What is happening?
What?
It's like you open the door and Santa Claus is actually there. You're like, what is happening right now?
You're real! And it was also kind of weird because you're it's not supposed to be that way, but it is.
Yeah.
It was awesome. But you guys should watch Secret Diary of a Call Girl just to watch Rose be a call girl. She's a classy one, so it's okay. And
yeah.
I think you see her boobs. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But it's good. It's good. But I guess I'm just one of those people who are just oh, I know I'm gonna like the next doctor, but it's at the same time, it's you're so loyal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it's the same person, same doctor, but it's not.
It's not the same person, though. Well, I mean, I know that in Doctor Who universe it is, but up here it's not in my brain.
Well, yeah, I don't know, because they're reborn and they have different personalities, too.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I don't know how to feel.
did you want to talk about some of your video game drama?
Oh, yeah. Video game drama. I love me some video game drama. So, first on the video game drama list is KSI. And KSI is a young man who is from England. I think maybe London. I'm not sure. But a few years ago...
It's all just one big puddle over there, I mean.
Don't be derogatory towards Englishmen, Stacy. So KSI is a young man from England, and a few years ago, he acted extremely inappropriately at Eurogamer, which caused him to be kicked out. A few examples. See, I can't actually give you any clips of what he did because he was doing a copyright takedown of a guy who was criticizing him. But anyway, I'll give you the full backstory because I don't want to give this a tainted point of view from me. He was acting really inappropriately towards people at Eurogamer and got banned.
Do you have any example of what he was doing?
He came up to a woman and said, "Where are your tits?" And she was wearing a shirt, but the thing is that she was working there as a person working at a booth.
Yeah.
And he was doing other things that are inappropriate. And some people were like, "Oh, it was okay," because he asked if he could motorboat with this other woman, and she said yes. And it's like, that one woman is not the representation of everyone. But it's still inappropriate. And he has this series called KSI Being Awkward in Public. And he's done other things. And basically at the time he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I won't do that kind of shit again." But then recently he got hired by Xbox and Microsoft for the opening of the Xbox One in London. And so this one guy was like, it's not appropriate for this man to be hired by these high-profile companies like Microsoft and other companies because he has 400 subscribers, because a lot of the things he does
400?
4 million. Sorry. 4 million. Because I was like, what the fuck?
I was going to say, wow, where's our deal?
Yeah. 4 million subscribers. He has 4 million subscribers, and he edited his video together to explain why by giving examples of his behavior from his videos. And the way his video is edited falls under fair use. But KSI did a copyright claim on every time he tried to re-upload the video, so nobody could see that he was pointing out his shitty behavior, so Microsoft wouldn't find out. So in the end, it exploded because he was trying to censor it.
Yeah.
And so now everybody knows about it, and even people who didn't know who he was now know, and everyone thinks that he's kind of gross.
Yeah, that he's a dirtbag.
And so I was curious if he was still like the same type of person, if this was fair, because like he might have changed since then and learned.
Yeah.
But then I watched a video from a few months ago, and it was even worse.
What?
It was worse.
How could it be worse?
Stacy, he came up to a woman and he was like, "You smell that?" Sticks his head down towards her crotch and smells. And she goes, "Okay, I'm going to leave." And then he asks another woman, "How much would it cost for a blowjob?" And then he comes up to a man and asks, "What kind of sounds do you make during sex?" And then he comes up to another man and he keeps inferring that this man is gay, and the man is like, "I'm not gay, please stop." Like,
yeah.
It was just really inappropriate, and I was like, well, clearly you haven't changed at all, so I don't understand why you get any of this. But the main point is that he tried to censor a person trying to criticize him.
Yeah.
And it blew up in his face. So
that's like when large corporations try to censor negative reviews of their products.
And then everyone's like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah, exactly.
And but 2 instances of trying to censor something and it blowing up in people's faces happened this week with Twitch.tv. And Twitch.tv, in case you guys know, is a service where you can stream your gaming shows, which I use sometimes and Stacy uses sometimes together. Basically, what happened was one of the moderators, he gave his boyfriend a global icon for chat, and chat is one of the main things that draws people to Twitch. So, and a lot of people wait a really long time to get global chat icons for their channel because it helps promote their channel and blah 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 blah. So some people thought that was unfair, and some people were making fun of this admin, basically, and they were attacking his sexuality and the fact that he is into furry things.
Mm-hmm.
And furry is somebody who, I guess, sexually identifies with a sort of, I don't want to say anything stupid, but, you know, people who wear the slightly cartoony furry suits.
You're probably listening to this near a computer, so just go look it up so that we don't say anything offensive.
Yeah, I don't want to say something stupid and be like, yeah, furries are this, and then someone's like, no, they're not, you're an idiot. But, so a symptom of what people being pissed at this guy was them being like, oh, how do I get in your pants to get a furry, like an icon for me, like making fun of him. So then they tried to stem the tide, and apparently this admin was being harassed privately, which I'm not going to dispute because I'm not going to invalidate that because I'm very sure that probably happened.
Yeah.
But then he started banning people for saying remove horror, which is his name, his admin name. And then the other admins started removing all different places because people were protesting that they didn't like that he was unfairly using his powers.
His moderator status.
So there's one half where it's like a legitimate complaint that's being censored. And then there's the other half where people are attacking his sexuality. So it's like, it's kind of like hard, so you don't really know what to do.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it's not fair. It's like if somebody were to criticize us for being a woman, but also criticizing us with a legitimate complaint.
Yeah, so it's like you can't, it's like, it's really hard. I can understand that they were in a really hard position, but they definitely shouldn't have done what they did, because what they did was several people had put remove horror in the title of their Twitch streams, which is a legitimate thing to do. But then in the chats, people were starting to snowball into these really like hateful things that they were saying.
Yeah.
So then they started site-wide banning anybody who had the word horror in their stream title. And so that's not fair.
No.
So it's like they definitely did the wrong thing, because what if they had done is simply record all the harassment that was happening, the entire internet would have been on horror's side. But because horror abused his power and did site-wide bans to try to hide that he initially had done something wrong, you know, everyone was against him because it felt like censorship. And then when the admins went to Reddit and told the gaming mods of Reddit/gaming, oh, can you take these submissions down of people saying this is what's happening? And so the gaming mods are now saying, no, we took them down before they even asked us, and then after they asked us, we took them down even more. And I'm just like, well, I don't know who to believe, but I don't believe you. And so there's just like this whole compound of problems because people kept trying to just cut it out instead of just... Because they tried to censor it, it just blew up, and then everything just went bad. So, that sucks, right?
So, yes.
It's just hard because on one side he's being harassed, but on the other side he definitely did something that, not saying he deserved to be harassed, but something that needed to be pointed out, because nothing was being done about these abuses of power in the past. It's a complicated situation that there was no real right answer to.
Well, I mean, you can never just start like censoring people or banning people or etc. to fix a problem.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. It's like when the Nazis started burning books. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is nowhere near on that scale.
Yeah.
but when you try to just like widespread censor things, then it usually it ends up being more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah,
and you enrage people.
Yeah, and people are calling it the Streisand effect, because Barbara Streisand tried to get her house taken off of like some map thing, and so then everybody wanted to look at her house.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's that. And then there's a rumor / like slightly confirmed thing where the Xbox One is banning people from Xbox Live and streaming devices because of swearing, but...
Swearing? How on earth could they moderate that?
Well, the Kinect actually has voice recognition. It can tell what you're saying.
How could it ban you for swearing?
Swearing in private Skype chats.
Yeah.
No, it does. Well, because you can't say those types of things online. It's just like a word filter. But, you know, they're having that. And so there's banning people from being able to using the streaming and uploading features, which is like you can upload your footage and stuff. So this guy said dick in his private Skype chat because he was talking about a movie or something. Mm-hmm. And he got banned from Skype, and then he tried to use... This is just a disaster. He tried to use the other thing, and it was like, oh, you're banned for this for 24 hours because of past actions. So there's that.
But like, how could they? What is their reasoning for banning people?
I think it might just be like an overall bug with the system. I think that it might have been programmed that anything said through the Kinect will do that, but it just got through Skype, even though it's a private conversation.
What? But like, why would they ban you for swearing? Because they don't want you swearing?
Well, because they don't want you swearing for an upload onto the internet. I don't know, but yeah, I think a lot of people will understand where this is coming from, considering the things that people say online.
Oh, no, I know people say absolutely horrible things, and I wish that they wouldn't, but at the same time, you know, if people... Believe me,
it's always been a rule on Xbox not to, like, have swearing in your profiles and stuff, and I think they're taking it to the next level. I'm not defending it, I'm just saying where it's coming from. I don't know, I feel like... I don't think that they should ban swearing from even just anything on Xbox. I don't know. It's kind of complicated, I guess. But they have all kinds of shit for the Xbox One. And it's all really cool, but then at the same time, I'm like, I don't want that, really, for me, personally.
Yeah.
Because it's like it can recognize your face. It can tell when your face is looking away from the screen and looking at it. It's just like, nah, that's not for me.
You know, it's really interesting because I hear about a lot of that stuff while I'm at work. Not necessarily for video games, but since like my job is a lot about like news from Silicon Valley and like so things that, you know, people are developing, like new technology stuff that's coming out, like exciting things that people think they can do, like self-building robots and like things that can, you know, like taking the database of like Netflix and going like 5 million steps further in that they can like figure out exactly what you want.
Oh, speaking of Netflix, actually I shouldn't say this because it's not confirmed. Anyway, continue.
Okay, but anyways, because I read about this stuff all day, it actually, as much as I find some of the developments like really cool and handy, like I don't want to be in a self-driving car.
Well, okay, I kind of want to do that, but it's like the you know, it's not that I'm afraid of the NSA spying on me. I just don't like having something staring at me all day, even if it's just my Xbox.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't care if the NSA is being like, what's she doing? I'm like, if you want to see me, like, with my legs, like, all over the place, fine. But, like, what I'm thinking is that, like, if there's a way to see a boob, people are going to find it. And, like, I don't feel comfortable with just a camera on all the time. And it's not like, people can be like, oh, you're so afraid of conspiracy theories. That's not it. It's like a camera on all the time in your living room. And some weirdo is going to be like, I'm going to see how this works and blah, 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 and play around with things. Because if it has the ability to stream to Twitch and Ustream, then it has the ability to have somebody just turn that on and have it stream to whatever.
To have somebody hack it and stream it to their living room?
Yeah, stream it to their, like, computer so they can just see what's going on.
Yeah.
So...
Isn't that the same as the NSA spying?
Yeah, but, like, they're not going to be, like, jacking off to what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Yeah, but that's their job. What I'm saying is, like, I don't care if, like, it's like, I do care, but it's like,
well, because
they're not gonna, I'm not doing anything wrong.
Honestly, because like they don't give a shit about people like you and me, because we're not terrorists, we're not doing anything illegal, we don't have guns, like.
Yeah, like, I don't give a shit, like, but when some guys like, like, they're like watching me maliciously,
Yeah.
Just like they are having some sort of weird power fantasy over it. I'm like, and you know what? I'm not being crazy, because there was that thing with the people putting slaves on their computer slaves. I'm using the wrong terminology, but basically looking at the webcams of lots of different women's computers. So
I was reading about that. That's really creepy.
It's really creepy. And like, people are like, these are my slaves. I'm like, all right, calm down.
Easy.
Can you just watch porn like normal people? Seriously.
I know. Who actually get paid to do that?
Yeah, like, for some reason, the people aren't satisfied with porn stars. They have to be, like, looking at someone's Facebook pictures because they didn't want you to. Like, come on. Calm down. These people provide an awesome service for you. Work so hard. Can you at least just watch them? They go to work just like us. To have pride in what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Bring smiles to lots of people, so just appreciate them. Okay?
I don't know if anybody necessarily smiles because of it.
Well, they should. Because they should be appreciative of the hard work these men and women do. So,
men, women, pretty much everybody.
Men and men, women and women, men and women, men, women. Oh, what was that thing?
Twiplomacy. Okay, so there is a website called Twiplomacy, kind of like diplomacy, but with Twitter. And it basically, now, it goes into all of the different world leaders that are on Twitter, and they analyzed, like, some 500 Twitter accounts to see, like, who follows who's been on longest, like, to look at the most popular tweets from leaders around the world. And it actually goes into, who's the most talkative, who personally uses their Twitter account, as opposed to just handing it off to some, like, using it for announcements and whatnot. Because I think it's kind of boring when celebrity accounts are just, like, if it's like a musician, they're like, check out my new album, my new music video out now. And that's like literally all it is.
That's it. Yeah. And they never like tell you anything.
That's boring. And they never like engage with people or like act like a person. They just act like a broadcast channel. But anyways.
Unless you're like Keisha. Or Keisha. How do you say it? Kesha. She's like always putting like the weirdest tweets out.
Oh my god. I don't follow any celebrities on Twitter. Actually, no, that's not true. I follow like pretty much a bunch of people from Star Trek. Those are like the only celebrities I follow. Yeah. But anyways, Twiplomacy. Now, pretty much every world leader, like their Twitter accounts are kind of dry and boring. Mm-hmm. So I would not suggest actually going and following them, like expecting anything interesting. But it was kind of interesting to see this website put them all next to each other, like so-and-so isn't following any other world leaders. Wow, it says a lot about a country's diplomatic actions when they can't even, like, make friends on Twitter.
This is like the TMZ of, like, diplomacy.
It's really funny. And I mean, it's not as, like... It's not.
No, they need to make it cattier, like super catty.
If they made it cattier, it would be funny. But it's really it's interesting when they point out just like salient points from like people like, Obama's like most retweeted tweet, like most popular tweets, like things like that. And it's just interesting to see like what actually makes it out to Twitter and what actually gets picked up by the Twitterverse, and see what world I just thought it was funny to see like world leaders that follow each other on Twitter. Because I mean, you really think they sit down and read their own Twitter?
I don't know. Do you think they have time?
I don't think so. I mean, and even if they do, like, they're not going to go follow like total regular people or goofballs like you and me.
No.
You know?
Why not though? Hey, Obama, What the fuck?
Get on it.
I'd say funny things. Come on. No, I don't know.
I would be really intimidated if I had a famous follower.
Yeah. Do you think that, yeah, because you could be like, oh, shit.
I'd be like, oh my God, I can't say any of the things I normally say.
Yeah, you have to be like, you be tweeting me like, this has to be hilarious, okay?
This has to be hilarious, but it can't be profane, and I can't talk about vaginas. Fuck! What am I supposed to say?
It's like they know it's not even guaranteed they're gonna see. It's just be like, but like be totally casual about it, like casual, like oh no, this tweet's totally casual, like no, like no.
Just like start stealing stuff from Conan O'Brien's Twitter.
Yeah. So what if you're following Conan O'Brien? What if he's following you? What would you say?
Oh no.
But do you think any world leaders actually like look at their Twitter?
That's what I just said.
No, I'm saying.
I think that?
Yeah.
No.
I was like bouncing that back at you.
No, I don't think so. I mean.
No, can you just like, because I know
I can't picture them looking at Twitter and like, because I can't picture it saying like, Obama has favorited your tweet. Like, you'd be like, what? Like, your head would explode.
No, but because remember when some congressman, I think it was McCain, he got caught playing poker on his phone.
Yes, yeah.
So I'm like, maybe like some of them totally like have fake Twitters.
I could picture that. Like, I could totally picture someone having a fake Twitter, because you would never want somebody else to like.
What kind of things would they be saying on their fake Twitter?
But imagine like if you were world famous on Twitter and like you were following all sorts of like weird accounts, or like, you know, maybe like the president of France is following like Rihanna and like Beyonce, and people are like, what the fuck, really?
I bet they totally have secret Twitter accounts, but they don't. I don't know.
There was actually a Washington House aide that had a secret Twitter account, and he was tweeting like, it was like the Perez Hilton of the White House, and he was like tweeting all sorts of like ridiculous stuff about like, so-and-so is such a bitch, so-and-so's like suit doesn't match, like things like that.
Suit doesn't match.
But like actual that's not as funny as like the things that he was saying, but it was so like awesome because he was in secret, and he was like sending them out like while he was at work. So he'd like reach into his phone, like send out this like snarky little comment, and then it would show up. Like the White House actually, I think the account was running for something like 4 years. I could be totally wrong, by the way, so don't quote that. But it was running for a while, and they were trying to like figure out who it was that would actually personally know all of these people.
Oh my God, they couldn't figure.
Right?
Like, you can't figure out, like, you can't, like, triangulate the twit signal, I don't know, like, come on! You can't figure out someone who's tweeting in your own White House?
Yeah.
Just said, like, okay, well, then just have some terrorists come in, they
See, it's like people
Twitter.
are so convinced that the government is spying on us, yet they can't figure out who's using a Twitter account to spy on them, so...
Yeah,
obviously...
You can't figure out every time there's a tweet, someone's going...
Yeah.
Oh, they can't see me. Like, having, like, their hip out. I don't know how to explain my position. Anyway, so... Do we have anything else to talk about?
I don't think I had anything else specific, no. Damn it.
Well, anyway, so that's...
Oh, we got 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, we did get 1,000 subscribers.
Yay!
Because Pro Jared liked one of our videos, and it went on his Twitter, and I lost my mind because I love Pro Jared, and I was like, he likes one of my videos. And then a bunch of people, watched our quick looks.
Yeah.
And they really like those. So now we have like over 1,000 subscribers.
Woo!
Yay!
Which is really funny because people started congratulating me for it before my computer realized it happened. Because like I checked and it said 992. And then all of a sudden everybody was like, hey, congratulations, 1,000 subs. And I was like, mine still says 992. Like, are you from the future? I'll believe you. It's okay.
She was just taking it and being like, yeah, sure.
Sweet. I don't even check that every day.
I don't care about that at all.
I had no idea that we were coming up on 1,000. I don't check it a couple times a day. No.
I don't sit there and refresh it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So thank you everyone for 1,000 subscribers.
Thank you so much.
I got a
we try really hard.
I got a DVI to HDMI converter, which means that Stacy and I can. All right, say
Whoa.
words.
Slow down.
Can record off the PS4, so we're gonna be doing that right now. Goodbye. Bye.